All right, guys, you know the drill. We are going live a little bit early so that I can send out this email to everyone else that does not have Facebook. So we go ahead and get that started. And then we're going to jump on the Facebook Live and get all those folk on here. My voice is a little crazy. Been screaming and hollering meetings all week. It has been busy. All right, so that email went out. Let me get you guys moved over. I cannot wait until we talk about social media and the importance of social media so that we can get our other folk on our Facebook group. Right? So figure we have 2 minutes. What's up? 2 minutes, 2 minutes. All right, like now. Let me let my husband know that we are live. All right. Hi, whoever's on Facebook. Hello, hello. We are a little bit early. We have about a minute before we get started here. Yes, indeed. Hello, Monica. Hey, Nick. What's going on? I see you guys over here on the Facebook group. I can hear you down here. Could you please turn the TV down? Thank you. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, guys. I see you all jumping on. We have 4 things that we are going over today. Excuse the noise upstairs. They are trying to shut it down. Today was the first day of school. So anybody that have kids, you guys probably know that today was the first day of school as well. And it is busy over here in the Eels home. Yes, it is. So I'm just making sure that I have both my Facebook and my YouTube set up. I see the hearts. I know you guys know what's going on with these kids. That was probably Monica. How you doing? All right. I see David Williams, Monica, Anita, Stu, another David, Lori, Maureen, Nick, Ashley, Anita. What is going on? Good to see you all on here. Definitely. I know we switched our training until today. A lot was going on this week. We even had a meeting today out in Ohio. And literally driving 8 hours for a 3-hour meeting. And that is what you do. That is what you do when you are a manager. You do what you have to do. Yes, indeed. So can you guys hear me okay? Because I know my TV is really loud in the background. I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me, that I'm clear. I see you guys on YouTube. And of course, you have to post in order for me to see who you are. You have to put something in your comments. But welcome. Definitely welcome to the call. It is now 8:01 and we're jumping in. We're going to go ahead and jump in. So the topics of the week. Hi, Tania Brown. Good to see you. Yes, indeed. And Juan, topics of this week is effectively working your leads, setting appointments. Again, we're going to talk about setting appointments because you guys voted. So I'm listening to what you guys have put down. Advertising and social media. So we are talking about social media today. Okay. So again, jumping right in and starting with effectively working your leads. So earlier yesterday, actually, I was talking to another agent and we were talking about how to effectively set the schedule for the month. And of course, incorporating the leads and how to really work those leads effectively. And we in our area, in our agency, we always talk about ordering 15 to 20 leads per week. All right, 15 to 20 leads a week. And within that week, you're also going to be gaining referrals as well as knocking doors around your leads. All right, so you're not just working leads and relying on the leads to gain business, but that is the leads are going to take you into the area for you to work. It gets you up and out of the house. All right. Um, However, we were talking about how we could order the leads for the whole month. And if in fact your manager will allow you to do this, a lot of agents order 40 to 60 leads at the beginning of the month. Okay. And I know you're probably thinking, oh, that's a lot of leads to have at one time. And honestly, if you're not in the right mind space, it can be a little overwhelming. I'm going to open up my map view real quick and just give you a visual. Sorry, guys. Give you a visual of what it looks like to have that many leads at one time. And especially if you're using your map view. We talked about the map view last week. We will definitely talk about the map view more often. I did complete the training module for map view, how to set that up. I will upload that to the portal tomorrow. All right. So I'm just going to pull up these leads on this map view. I just want to give you a visual. So there we go. If you have a ton of leads, right? What you can do now is you can sit there and say, okay, I'm going to work this area one day. Then I'm going to go down here and work an area the second day. Then I come down here and work the fourth day, right? Or whichever way you want to set your schedule. But if you do not order an abundance of leads, you may have 2 here, 1 up there, 3 over here, 2 down here, and then you're wasting time because you're running all over the county. Is that making any sense? Give me a like, a thumbs up if that's making sense to you guys, right? So I see a couple. Okay. So again, when you're utilizing the tools that are in place to help you to stay organized and to help you with your time management, when you order the abundance of leads, you are better able to maximize your time in the field because you'll have more leads in a particular area. All right. So that helps a great deal. I don't know how many times in the beginning I was only ordering 5 leads at a time or 7 leads because the week before I ordered a set of leads. And because I really wasn't working full time, I didn't get to all the leads, right? And so then the following week, I felt like I just needed 5 more because I still had these leads that I didn't get a hold of. And the first time I ordered 30 leads, I was about to go crazy. One reason because I didn't have MapView. All right. And no, I'm not sponsored by MapView at all. I'm not getting paid for them, but I have used this service for years now. And it has definitely changed my life, my financial life, because I'm organized. I'm able to be organized and I can see exactly where my leads are and where I am. And if I get a phone call, I can go right to that lead. And then I just open up the map view and see, well, where are the leads at now that I've rearranged my schedule, my day, and then I can reorganize the leads, excuse me, right? So it is awesome. It is awesome if you order 40, 50 leads at the beginning of the month. Now, again, the leads have to be available in your area and your manager has to approve it unless you are an individual that pay out of pocket for your leads. All right. It is not the best idea to take your leads and put them in a zip code order. I did that. Doesn't work because I have found that in some counties, the zip code, there's 2 or 3 different zip codes in one little area, and it might say 15210, and I'm thinking they're all right here, but then some of the 15210 is over here, and there's a 15212 in between, right? Now that's not the case with those zip codes, but I'm just using that as an example. So don't take your leads, put them all in a zip code order, and think that that is going to be efficient, because sometimes it is not. If you notice, a lot of the leads have the last 4 digits on there. That also lets you know that that is going to be a little bit, in a county. Like in Pennsylvania, Westmoreland County is a huge county. Fayette County is a huge county. Those leads can be anywhere. So anytime you're working in those areas, you want to get a lump sum of leads at one particular time, again, if possible. All right. Keeping track of those leads. You want to make sure that you are keeping track of the leads. I do know that there are a ton of managers who like, you see my husband back there, who like to put everything in the iPad. Like they literally just click on the name and they put their notes in the iPad. And the one problem I have with that is when you look at the iPad, you literally have to click on every name to see the notes. So when you are putting your leads in an order to work for tomorrow and the next day and the next day, you're going to have to sit here and go through all the notes to figure out what's the best time to work them the second and third time that you're door knocking. So go ahead and just write it on your lead, right? Just write it right on the lead at the bottom. This is in our course under the lead section. There's an example that shows you where you should write at the lower. Well, you can write it anywhere on the lead. I'll even show you a lead. This lead is one that, this is an old one. I wrote all over the lead, right? And try to cover the name. So I wrote all the way around it. And it was okay, I promise. When I finally got a hold of this young lady, I was like, do you see how many times I have been here trying to catch you? You did not provide a phone number for me, so there was no way that I was able to call you. I'm so glad you're home. Takes about 10 to 15 minutes in order for me to go over this information. Was this just for you or you and another loved one? Notice how I just roll through that, right? I know she's looking at all the notes, and that's fine. The notes that I put on my lead, dogs, I definitely want to know if there's dogs there. This one, she had 3 dogs. They were all outside, right? One dog was inside at the window. There was a COPD sign in the door. So I wrote all kinds of notes on here. There was a van that was outside with the 4 little kids on there. So I put that there was probably 4 kids. And that just helped me to just really identify the individual when I got there, and to remind myself that when I went back to this house, I wanted to have a child rider form if I was not able to use my iPad for the secure app. So I do put a lot of notes on my leads. And again, if I get to a lead that I have knocked 7, 8 times, what I will write on that lead is send a packet. Right? So if I've hit this door 6, 7 times during the week, during the weekends, and if it was had a phone number and I called them several times, I am now going to send a packet. What is included in my packet is going to be a door cracker letter that is approved by Lincoln Heritage, because that is the company I represent. And I will send a flyer that I created that gives a little more information and let them know, listen, there was no number provided. Give me a call if you are still interested in this information. And then I put that lead to the side. Okay. I do not throw the lead away. I put it to the side. I'll get, of course, the new leads, and I will work the new leads. And every now and then I will drive right back, because it's still going to be in my iPad. I will drive past that area, that house. And if it looks like somebody might be there, it doesn't hurt to just get out and door knock them. Right? It doesn't hurt. When do I finally get rid of a lead? I get rid of the lead when I have had the opportunity to talk to the person that the lead is for, and I was able to present. right? So if I've seen that individual at the door and they told me that, oh, you know what, it's a bad time, can you come back? Or they gave me a phone number, but they don't answer the calls whenever I call them. I door knock them again and they're just like, oh, you know, they keep telling me it's a bad time. First of all, I let them know, listen, it has already taken several months for me to get a hold of you. It only takes about 10 minutes. Is this something that you're really serious about taking care for your family or not? Because I am traveling 5 different states and I don't know when I'm going to be able to come back to this house. So you need to create a sense of urgency. I know it is difficult to create that sense of urgency whenever you are working leads in your area. That's why a lot of managers tell you to get leads outside of your area so that you feel more aggressive, right? You don't want to be aggressive of getting on, too aggressive, but you want to be aggressive in your own mindset as to, we need to get this done today. I don't know when I'm coming back. You don't want to be in a habit of being so soft at the door that you're having to come back to this house 5 times and then they die, right? And I said it that way because I had that happen when I was a new agent. I kept coming back. The guy kept telling me it was a bad day. He wasn't feeling well. He was tired. He didn't know I was coming, even though we had set the appointment at the door. And he just kept putting me off. And because it was in an area that was close to home, I was like, oh, well, no problem. I mean, it didn't take me long. I'll just come on back up in a couple of days. Well, I remember getting that phone call from the wife asking if he took out the coverage because she had seen my card, she'd seen my flyer, and he died. He died of a massive heart attack, and I did not cover him. Right. And so that obviously, whenever you experience things like that in the field, you remember that, and it helps you that when you get somebody else that does that to you, you kind of say, you know what, is this important for you? Because it's really important to me that you get your coverage in order, or at least know what is available in your area, right? So I will even say that to a lead. Listen, this may be good for you, or maybe somebody else that you know. Only takes about 10 minutes for me to go over the benefit, and then I'll answer any questions that you have. Where can we sit? Don't ever ask them, is this a good time? Do not knock on the door and apologize saying, I know you're probably busy, right? And I'm saying these things because I know it, because I used to say it all the time. Don't go to the door, just being all skittish, like, you're scared because they're going to be scared to even let you in the house because you're scared, right? You don't want to give that energy off, but you don't want to ask any questions. You do not want to ask, is this a good time? Can I come in? No. Like, these are the things you do not want to do when you are working your lead. Listen, it's only going to take about 10 to 15 minutes for me to go over the information. Then I'll answer any questions you have. It may be good for you, or maybe somebody else you know. Where can we sit? Right? If it's nice outside, if the house is crazy, sometimes the people don't want you in because they're embarrassed of their homes, even though that's how they live every day. But here, we're coming to the door. We're nice and clean, right? Everything is nice and in order, and their house isn't. And sometimes that's the reason why they don't want us to come in. If it is nice outside, guys, it is okay to say, listen, it's beautiful outside. You want to just come on outside for a minute. I've written applications on on the hood of a car. I had my feet in people's pools, sitting on the sideline, filling out information. Like, get comfortable with the people, not too comfortable, because you don't want to be a professional visitor. You don't want to be there for hours and hours, but be comfortable enough for them to like you and for them to feel that you are a person, you're a normal human being, and you're not just there for the sale. All right. So, let your hair down a little bit, so to speak. Unbutton one of the, your buttons. Don't have your collar all the way up with your tie real tight that you can't breathe. Let them understand that you are a person. Okay. Um, Definitely the leads. We want to work every day. If you are a full-time agent, you should be in the field every day. Definitely have your schedule set. My husband, he is big on app count. He counts how many people he helped, right? How many apps he was able to collect in 1 week, give at a given time for a week, right? I like to look at the income that I'm making in a household. Other people like to look at the DNP total. So I guess it really just depends on your style. Me, I am more concerned about what's being deposited than I am looking at a DNP number, but it does go hand in hand. If you're writing higher DNP production, some agents will say ALP, your annual premium amount, right? If you're writing a higher premium amount, you're going to have the income. So it does go hand in hand. So you just need to know how to calculate your commissions and what you need to hit your personal goal. Do you guys know how to calculate your production, how to calculate your income? Put up some comments here. Let me know if you guys know how to calculate your income, if you know how, to do your goal, how to hit a certain DNP total. All right. Put that in the comments. I know, Nick, you're new, so I'm sure you don't know how to do that yet, but anyone else, put that up there. I didn't think about that until just now, but you definitely need to know your DNP or your yearly annual amount would be your premium, whatever you collect from your client, the premium times 12. So times 12 months. That is going to total your DNP or your annual premium. All right. Taking that, and actually I could put the comment right in here. I'm going to type it up for you. DNP equals your premium times 12. And then you're going to times your 0.75 if you get paid 9 months advance. So I'll put that in the advanced. And then times I'll say 60 if 60 is your advanced amount. Advanced contract. Oh, I should say contract. If 60 is your contract. And that's going to equal what you get advanced for a checking. Okay, so I'll put that in the comments, right? So again, that's going to be your DNP or your yearly annual premium amount is going to be your premium that you collect from your client. You times that by 12. And then you times it by 0.75. So that's 9 months out of the year that we are advanced up front. And I did that for checking account businesses, 75%. And then I put times 0.60. So if your contract is 60%, you're going to put 0.60. If your contract is lower, 45 is 0.45. If it's higher, say it's 75, it's going to be 0.75. Okay. And that is going to be what you are advanced up front. All right. And I'm going to put a note here. I will add that into our course, advance and pay through, so that you can understand how to calculate your pay through as well as your advances. You need to know how much you're getting paid. I tell every single one of my agents as they are coming in and running, when you get that production report and it says you are due to get paid $500, automatically think half. Okay, think half. I do know that most of the Lincoln Heritage agents, regardless of what state you're working in, the majority of them are either going to take half to pay back your debts, or they're taking 20% or 30%. It depends on if you are on a sliding scale to pay back your chargebacks or your lead debt. But if you're always thinking half, you're not going to get stressed. And you're not going to think that you have $500 that's going to be deposited, and then it's $250, and you've already mentally spent the $200 or the $500 because you had this bill. Don't do that. And when we get into the money management, we are going to talk about, do not plan and spend your money before it is deposited into your bank account. That is one of the many reasons people leave the insurance industry, or even any type of business that they are working for themselves, because they are spending money before they are making it, or they are counting on money before it is deposited. And in an insurance business, you may have pending business that's due to pay out on Thursday, but then Wednesday they called in and money wasn't going to be there, and they didn't call you, but they called your company. And so the company put a hold on the payment, and you're expecting it to pay out, and it doesn't. But you already called your cable company and told them that they can take the money on Thursday because that's when you expected to have the money. Don't do that. Do not do that. You will jam yourself up a lot of times. Been there, done that. Okay. Been there plenty of times. Don't do it. Okay. And Mr. Smith put on here, his is premium times 12 times the contract times advance rate times repay. So ours is a little bit different. If you could put down what company you represent, because we don't, ours isn't like that for the repay. And so if anybody else is on the line that works with you, with your company, they will understand that for their company. Okay. So trying to stay on track. But of course, when you're talking about leads, you end up talking about money. You talk about goals. All of it goes together. It all goes together, right? And as we get a grip on each one of these things, we are going to be able to manage our business more effectively. We're going to make more money. We are going to be less stressed, right? And we're just going to be able to wake up every day and know this is what I need to do in order to run my business more effectively. So leads, order as many leads as you can at the beginning of the month, and then work those leads. Your job is to see the people. The people live there. They live there. If you have knocked on a door 3 and 4 times, getting back on track, if you've knocked on that door 3 and 4 times, knock on the neighbor's door. Knock on the person across the street. Hey, how you doing? My name is Christine. I'm from Lincoln Heritage. I was actually here to see your neighbor, Mr. Smith, right? I've been here several times, and he is looking for this final expense program that pays his loved ones in 24 hours. Notice I'm giving a little bit of a commercial to that person at the door, but I can never catch them home. Do you know when they're home? Like, are you friends with your neighbor? And you're going to get some information. Neighbors love to tell other people's business. They just tell you everything. If they know it, they're telling you. Oh, they drive a red car. They're usually not here except for on the weekends, and it's usually early in the morning. If they know it, they're going to give it to you. Okay. And then the second thing is now you've introduced yourself to them, and they may very well need you, because you have to think about it. Everybody within that area received a lead piece from our company. All right. They received the lead. They may or may not have filled it out. We don't know that, but they did get a lead piece. So when you're showing that to them, it may jog their memory to say, well, wait a minute, I need that. And now you can help them. That has happened a million times, right? It happens in my household. Raheem just told me 2 days ago, he was able to help somebody that was at the house. Whole story, right? The lady said that she wasn't the person on the lead, that person didn't live there anymore, but she needed the coverage. And so she was like, wait a minute, I need that. But had he not opened his mouth to say what he did for a living and why he was there, she would not have known that she needed it too. He would not have been able to help her. So although he got a lead for somebody that no longer lived there, he was able to service the person that was there. All right. Effectively working those leads does not always mean that it has to be the person on that paper. It could be the loved one in the house, the husband, the wife, their children, their grandchildren, their friends, their family members, right? And that gets into asking for, well, who do you know that will need me? I'm so glad that you have everything in order. Give them a high five, make them feel great, because that is amazing for them to have everything in order, right? And then ask, who do you know that needs me? I can take care of people with, COPD, emphysema, liver disease, kidney disease, heart attack, strokes, any of those things. MS, I can take care of anybody. Who do you know that needs me? And try to get those referrals, right? And try to get them to call their loved one while you're there, so they can go and see them right now. Okay. Let's not get so up in the having to run and just hit the leads, because that's what we have. We have to make room for the other business as well. That's effectively working your lead, is working around the lead as well. All right. You guys with me right now? Give me thumbs up, hearts, likes, frowny faces. If you don't understand, let me see what you guys are doing here. All right, I got some likes on here. Okay. All right, awesome. I see you over here on YouTube, DM Blake. Okay, good, good. I got an angry face. I don't know who's angry. All right. That is so bad. I need to see the face on there. All right, awesome, awesome. Okay, so that is effectively working your leads. Order as many leads as you can. Download them into your map view. That will be uploaded for you on tomorrow. I will send out an email when it is uploaded. All right, because I have to do a voice over the training manual. The all the information is in the iPad. I just have to do a voice over, or you would just have to figure it out on your own. And I know you don't want to do that. That's why I'm here, right? But I will make sure that I send you an email and let you know that it has been updated, because if you are not using map view, you could be wasting some time. All right. That's what I want to say there. All right, Lizette. Unfortunately, sometimes you get sanctioned from getting leads because was unable to. Right, right. And you're right, Lizette. You're absolutely right. So depending on, and that's why I said depending on your manager, you have to make sure that you are writing some business in order to obtain leads. Especially if you're a new agent and you are working part-time and you're not writing business on your own, it's very hard to be able to have leads advanced. But you can purchase leads, but I also know that that is difficult for some people as well. But that's why we have so many ways of working outside of the box, going to those senior home and high rises on the days off, setting up a table, or, going and seeing if you can set up outside or inside of Walmart or any type of stores, grocery stores, where you can set up a table and talk to their customers. You can do all kinds of things. You just have to get out there and do it, right? You have to fight the fear and do it anyway. And when you generate income, when you're generating sales, then it is opened up for you to be able to receive leads again. But there's people all around us. Everybody is a potential client. Everybody. Okay. So thank you for putting that up there, Lizette, because that is definitely the case with the leads. Getting your leads, your map view, working your leads, keeping track of the times that you are knocking on those doors, leaving the sticky notes. Okay. We leave sticky notes on the door. When I am leaving a sticky note on the door, I am not leaving that sticky note. I am not leaving the sticky note on the door expecting them to call me back. I leave my sticky note on the door so that when I am working my lead, I'm doubling back on the lead, I can look up at the house and see if my note is still there. If the note is still there, I'm going to write on my lead second time, still not there because they didn't take the lead. And then I'm going on about my business. So I use that as like a bobble. Like I'm looking at those sticky notes when I'm doubling back. I don't just run through 30, 40 leads in 1 or 2 days and hope that they call me back and then I go back and service them. Not at all. Not at all. So we have to make sure we are thinking about, our expectations when we are working these tools as well. Some areas, like I just told my husband yesterday, I said, I received a lot of phone call back from the sticky notes. Blew my mind. I've been here 7 years. I do not normally get callbacks from the sticky notes and I work the same areas, right? This time I did. And so I'm excited to be able to call those individuals back and set up some appointments, right? I'm good on the phone. So I don't have a problem calling them and setting the appointment. I understand we talked about that 2 weeks ago about your position. I understand that when I'm calling, I am calling just to set the appointment. They cannot catch me off guard and get me to try to sell over the phone unless that's what I'm doing, right? So if you are an individual that is not really comfortable on the phone yet, they told me on the phone when they are going to be home at the best time to catch them. I just can put it in my calendar. That's when I'm going to go knock on the door. All right. So you don't have to call them back. But I will because I'm working in between crazy schedules. All right. So I'm going to look at the questions real quick. Is there a list of the map view groups and your thinking behind them? Yes, that is in the training. So I put down the examples of the groups that I have and why. Yes. Yeah. And then over here, hi, Christine. This is Deborah from Chicago. Hey, Deborah. You joined Lincoln Heritage. Congratulations and welcome to Lincoln. Welcome. It is definitely a journey. We have a good time. All of us, I'm sure, all of us in the insurance industry, we have a good time in the field because we are meeting some interesting individuals every single day, every day. All right, so we're going right into setting appointments. Again, setting your appointments. When I am sitting down to set my appointments I like to set the appointments for 2 days, period. So if I'm calling in the morning, I want to set appointments for that day and the next day, right? I might set an appointment for the third day. So if I'm sitting here on Monday, I may set appointments for Monday, Tuesday, and maybe Wednesday. I don't really like to go out that far because people forget and then they port you. And if you don't know what port you means, it means they leave you on the porch, right? They may have left the house, they forgot about the appointment, or they're home and forgot about the appointment and just they're not coming to the door. So I always like to do a 24 to 48 hour scheduling of my appointments. When I am setting down to do the calls, I am using my map view. I download my leads from my back office into the map view. I have the map view open. I am literally taking my leads. I put the leads in alphabetical order, and then I put them in order according to a route from the map view, and I call them in that order. Because what I used to do is just print out my leads and start calling them. And what I found was I was saying to them on the phone, do you prefer morning, afternoon, or evening? And so some people would say in the morning. And so I would have some leads here, some leads all the way up here, down here, and over here. And I was bouncing around the county, stressing out. Set the appointments for 9:15, 10:30, 11:15. So like an hour and a half for each one. And not realizing that they were all over the freaking county. And you do not want to be in one home talking to a potential client and then thinking about this other appointment and then trying to rush because you don't know if they're going to sell or, write the policy or not. And you don't know if this one's going to be there and if they're going to be the one that's going to write that policy. You don't want to get your mind in this whole crazy cycle. So put your leads in a route order. And then when you're calling, you already know that they're in an order. So the first 5 leads that I'll call, I'm going to ask them, do they prefer morning or afternoon? So I can keep those couple leads morning and afternoon. I'm going to stay close in an area. You understand? So then when I get to the second half of my leads, now I'm talking about afternoon to evening. So I'm not going to tell the second set, do you prefer morning, afternoon, or evening? I'm just going to say, do you prefer afternoon or evening? Because now I have my mornings booked up. I am in control of my business. You are in control of your business. You have to be. So don't think that, I have to leave it open to, are you available morning, afternoon, evening, or weekends? And it's Monday. Because now somebody's going to tell you, I prefer the weekend. And the weekend is 6 days later, right? You do not want to do that. You have to be in control. You are very busy as well. So are they. Everybody has 15, 20, 30, an hour of their day. They do. We all waste hours in our day. We just have to make sure that we are tying them down. So again, I put those leads in an order and then I call the first set and I say, what do you prefer, morning or afternoon? And they'll tell me and I'll say, okay, I have a 9 to 11. So I'll give a window. The cable companies give windows. The phone companies give windows. The people that come out, the service, the yard, they give windows. Everybody gives a window appointment, right? ADT, the security systems, they give windows. And the reason they give windows is so they don't stress themselves out. No, but they give windows because they really don't know how long it's going to take them in one house to the next. And neither do we. So do a window. Listen, do you prefer 9 to 11 or 10 to 12 or 10 to 1, right? Okay, I'm going to need you to be home during that period of time. Great. And then if you go to a house and they're not there or not available or whatever, or they weren't a sale and you were able to finish that appointment within 15, 20 minutes for real, you can go right to the next door. You don't have to sit around and wait until 11 and it's still 9:30 because this appointment went really quick, but you didn't set the second one until 11. Now you have idle time because you're thinking, well, I don't want to go and knock another door because what if I get in and then I'm going to be late for the 11 o'clock? You guys following me? The stress that we put on ourselves from setting appointments at certain time periods. And then if one is there, if they have 3 people in the house, are you going to leave that house? to jump to this next appointment. They may not be there, right? No. So set your appointments in time blocks. Set them in time blocks, and let me know how that works for you, because I learned that, and it is amazing for me mentally. And I am one that I will stress myself out about being late for an appointment when I'm in business, right? I'm going to go back a little bit. Holly is asking, what do I say on my sticky note? I just put my first name, my last initial, the day, and the date. That's it. I put Monday, 8/22 or whatever the date is, and the time. That's it. Nothing fancy. That's it. Now, the sticky note already has Lincoln Heritage on it. So I'm not just, doing random sticky notes. It's a sticky note from Lincoln Heritage. All right. So if you do not have these sticky notes from your company, you can buy random sticky notes, and you can write out a love note to your clients. Let them know, sorry, I missed you. Give me a call when you can, and just put your name, first name, initial for your last name and phone number. They'll call you because they're going to wonder what in the world is it, right? But I use the sticky notes. Okay. Yes, that window, that has changed my life, Lizette, the window concept. Yes, I definitely leave my number on the stickies because I do want them to call back. I just don't expect it. So if I don't expect it, then I'm not disappointed. But when they call me back, I'm excited. So yes, I definitely put the number on there. Oh, with my client, Deborah's asking, how much time should you spend with the client? You're going to spend the time that you need to spend with that client. All right. My average in a home is 1 hour. And I know that because when I pull up to the address, well, really when I'm putting the address in the GPS and I see my time of arrival, I put that time on my lead. I always write down the date and the time on the lead before I get to the house. And that way it helps me when I'm writing the sticky note. I already know because it's on the lead. But when I get into that home, the lead is sitting on my clipboard. So I'm always able to see the time on there. And I'm always using my phone for the calculator. So the time is always right there as well. So I'm always conscious of the time. I will never do this. I will never look at my watch because I feel like that's disrespectful to that person. It shows that you're not really paying attention to them and that you're thinking of something else. So I will not do that. But an hour is my average. Have I been in a home for 2 and 3 hours? Yes, I have. Often? No, not at all. I've had 6 clients in one house. I was in that house for 4 hours. Yeah. Took my time, answered all the questions, looked at policies. I was looking at their policies and what they had and explaining the difference. So I did a lot of teaching in that house. Made a lot of money in that house, but it definitely took the time. But there were 6 apps, right? When you have one client, if you're following a system, right? If you're following the presentation system, you're going to know really within the first 20 minutes if this is a buyer or not, right? Sometimes you may push a little more because you want to, make sure, and you may go into the hour. But at that hour, that you should know that they are buying or they're not. If you're in that house for an hour and you're still talking about the grandkids, you're still talking about, all of her ex-husbands or his ex-wives, you're a professional visitor. And they're going to want you to come back because they like you a lot and they need friends. So that's a no-no. You should be following a system. My own personal system, I come in, I love on them, quick 2-3 minutes. How you doing today? How are you feeling? If they're limping, I'm talking about their limping, right? What's going on with your leg? Have you always had that? Listen, this is how this is going to work. I'm going to ask you a series of questions and make sure that I can get you the best price and then I can qualify you today, okay? And I'm shaking my head and they're shaking their head. So I'm telling them what I'm doing. And when I'm done, I will talk to you just about the program that I'm able to qualify you for, right? Opposed to talking to you about everything because you're going to get confused and so will I. And I laugh and they laugh with me, right? Because I'm controlling a conversation. And then I tell them, then I'm going to tell you about Lincoln Heritage and how we're going to be able to help you and your family, right? So I'm telling them the steps. And then I'm going through those steps. And when we get to the rabbit hole and they start telling me every story, I tell them, listen, Miss Jones, remember, I have like 15 people I need to see. I'm so sorry. I would love, and my hand on my chest, I would love to sit here and talk to you all day, but I can't. Like, I really have a job to do, and I'm trying to help you, but I have another appointment right after. And then they say, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I know you have to work, right? Because I am working. And they let me go. So you have to be okay with bringing them back and letting them know, listen, I have other appointments. I would love to sit here and talk to you. And some people, I really would love to sit there and talk to them all day because we connect, but I can't, because I do have other people that have been waiting for this information that I need to go and serve. All right. So my average in a house is an hour. All right. I don't want to be in and out, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, thank you, sir. And then they have buyer's remorse and they're like, okay, wait a minute, what just happened? What did I just give my money to? I don't want that either. Right. So I love on them a little bit in the beginning. I get into the business to see what I can do and if I can help them. Throughout the presentation, we're talking. I'm having a conversation with them. I'm asking a lot of questions and I'm listening. And then I'm responding to whatever they're telling me. So that's my warm and fuzzy. That's my connecting throughout the presentation. So when I get to the end, now it's a matter of, okay, we picked the plan. I filled everything out. I put it through the iPad. Now it's like, okay, let me recap. Now I'm reselling just a little bit. I'm recapping the business. I'm asking, you have any other questions for me? Now, who do you need me to go and see? Who, God forbid they were to die tomorrow, is going to call you for money? Now I'm getting the referrals, right? And now I'm like, okay, but this is awesome, honey. I appreciate you. I'm taking their picture. I take tons of pictures with my clients. Sometimes they feel a little weird about it. I say, I'll get in the picture with you. So the ones that I'm in the pictures with them, they didn't want to take it by themselves. I have fun with them. And then I tell them, listen, give me your cell phone. I need to put my name, and my name is Insurance Chris, in your phone. You might forget my name, but you're going to remember insurance. So I put my name in their phone and I put our picture in their phone. So whenever I call them, my picture with them pop up, right? So that's a personal touch. And then I put their name and their pictures in my phone. So when they call me, their picture pops up, because we deal with so many people. And for myself, it helps me to remember who they are when they call, because I'm very visual. So when I see that person, I'm like, oh my God, I remember who that is. And when I answer, I'm like, hey, because I remember who they are. I remember the face, right? So that's a little extra there of what I do to connect with my client. Okay. Make sure you put your phone numbers in their phone. Try to take their pictures and get warm with them, because when another agent comes into their home and tries to sell them a policy, they remember those things. All right. They remember those things. And I don't know how many times I have had clients of mine call me because somebody was in their house and they're like, you told me to call you if somebody was in here. I have this guy, and I tell them, put them on the phone, right? That's that relationship that you want to build. And it is hard when your book of business grows, but that's why you use different things like constant contact, to be able to send them emails or send them text messages, that down my calls app to send them text messages, or using your sendoutcards.com and setting that program up where you can send them a little postcard every couple months with your picture on it, and send the one with you and them on it, and just say, hey, I was just thinking about you and just wanted to say hello. It's like not even $1 to do that. And it's worth it because you're staying in front of your client. All right. Okay. So that's setting appointments. Setting the appointments based on your schedule. You need to have your schedule set so that you are not setting appointments at times when you are supposed to be somewhere else, because that creates stress on you and your family. If you are running to do business when you are supposed to be picking up kids, or you're supposed to be doing dinner, or you're supposed to be home. All right. Make sure you have that schedule in front of you when you are setting those appointments. All right. Okay. Let's jump into advertisement. So I have advertising and social media as two separate, but I'm going to talk about them together. All right. I'm going to talk about those two together, because your social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube. All of these things are free. They are free for you to put out your business, what you're doing, your challenges, your goals. Like a couple months ago, I put out, I was looking for 20 new apps, right? I was looking for 20 families to help. And I put it on my Facebook, and people were messaging me in the back office like, oh, well, can I cover my mom, or can I do this? Absolutely, right? I put it on the Instagram. I had people sending me instant messages on Instagram asking me if they could, cover somebody, or, get coverage. People want to help you. It is amazing how much people want to be a part of something, and they want to help, right? So if you're putting out there that you are a life insurance agent and that you can help individuals for as low as $15, $20 a month, that, and you're telling them, even if you're covered through your job, you may need additional coverage. God forbid you're laid off, that coverage no longer going to be there, and you're going to be older. And God forbid if you're sick, your rate is going to be sky high. It's better to go ahead and get something in place today. Putting your little commercials out there, having fun doing some videos and talking while you're walking down the street. That is free advertisement using social media. Free. A lot of agents that are coming in, a lot of agents that have been here for a little while, do not have a lot of money. They just don't. And you need to utilize the free platforms that are available to you and make it fun. Utilize them every day, right? Ask the clients that you help if it's okay for you to post their picture on your social platforms. A lot of them say they don't care. They're not on there anyway, right? And you could put, look who I helped today. I was able to help bless this family member, whatever, and have a story behind it. Stories sell all the time, and people want to be a part of what you're doing. They really do. Okay. Yep. Lizette is talking about the flyers. We have ton of flyers here with Lincoln Heritage that Lincoln provides to us for free, right? And I'm sorry, I should have had that. I'm gonna grab that real quick. 1 second. I'm coming. I should have called you down to sing and dance. All right. So just to get a few examples here. Sorry, guys. First, the sticky note. All right, so that's the delivery notice that we use. That's the older version. Here's the newer version. Notice it does have the company name right there. So that is the delivery notice that we use. Okay, just going back a little bit. We have our brochures, the 9 things every senior needs to know, the My Final Wishes. We also have the brochure now that is the 9 things everyone needs to know. So it doesn't say just seniors on there. So we have an updated book. We can request these for free, right? We also have the funeral facts in here. Tons of information for them, for anybody to look at. It's a very easy. These can fit right in your back pocket. I always advise that you order labels or print your own labels. For the longest, I used to go to the thrift stores and I'd go into the paper section and I would get paper and labels for the low. All right. For the very low. I love the thrift stores. I'm sorry. I do. And I would get my labels and I would print them out, and I would cover the 1-800 number that is on the back of the flyers. Okay. Anywhere where there's like the 1-800 number, I would cover that, because I'm not marketing for everybody else to create a lead. I'm marketing for me. So I want to make sure that I'm covering that 800 number with my phone number, my information. If you notice the label that's on there, it has my picture and my information, right? Vistaprint. I was able to upload my picture right on Vistaprint and put in the information for the label, and it was very inexpensive. Vistaprint is amazing. And when you start ordering from Vistaprint, They always send you coupons because they want to keep ordering from Vistaprint. Business cards, flyers, post-its, anything you want, you can get from Vistaprint for the low. No, they're not paying me either, but I use them quite often, okay? Our flyers, the wood grain, gives you the highlight of our benefit right there. These are easy to carry around and to talk to individuals when you are out and about. It's the highlight of what we provide, okay? Very easy. It's presentation right here. And then this does not have an 800 number on the back of there, but you can still put your label there. Most of the time my label's up front. This is just one that I'm using as a folder for my apps right now on my table. So I don't have my label on this one, but I usually put my label right here, okay? And there's more. We have inserts. Those are in my car. The inserts are phenomenal because you can get, I believe it's 3,000 of the inserts for about $125. And it gives all the information about the benefit. And at the bottom, it has a perforated little square section for anybody to put their information and drop it in the mail. So it's already postage for them, so they don't have to put a stamp on there. I think I said that right. They don't need to put a stamp. It's already ready to go. They just need to fill out their information and drop it in the mail. And because you paid for it, the bottom barcode is assigned to you. So as soon as that goes into Lincoln Heritage, they scan it. It goes right into your email. So that's a free lead. Well, almost free. I mean, you get 3,000 of them for about $125. So I call it a free lead, right? Because you did the legwork and they come back to you. And then you can also have your hiring brochure. These are not free. However, they are very inexpensive as well. And you can order these from our back portal. And it's good to keep these also because you never know who you may run into, whether it is a lead or a loved one that needs an opportunity, okay? So several different things you want to carry. And then this is my little flyer that I created that has some goodies in there, right? And it is approved by Lincoln. So you just want to make sure anytime, this one doesn't have Lincoln's name on it, but the one that I have that has Lincoln's name on it, it has a code. So the ones that, anything that has your company, any one of you guys, any company that you represent, if you are creating any flyers, you definitely have to have them approved by your company or you can get in trouble, right? You can lose your contract. It's not worth losing your contract. Just upload it to the marketing department. They get back to you in about a week. Sometimes it's less time. Lately, it's been a little bit longer. I think more people are being creative, which is awesome. And they are, creating different websites, flyers, emails, all kinds of things, and they need to be approved. But take the time and get them approved so you don't get in trouble. All right. So your advertising, door magnets, they are wonderful. All right. You can get a door magnet. I know here in our area, fast signs, they're about $45 for the smaller ones. I mean, very inexpensive. You definitely need to go to a print shop and they're going to measure your vehicle, whether you're going to have it on the side of your door or you're going to have it on the back, right? I had it on the back of my vehicle because people in traffic, they're always sitting right behind you. What else are they doing but looking at your bumper, right? We have some individuals that have a decal that they put on the back windshield. Again, it's perfect on the back windshield because when people are behind you, that's what they're looking at the whole time they're driving. So it gives them a lot of time to look at the information, read it, write down the phone number, take a picture of it. Awesome on the back. On the sides are also great because people are beside you when they're driving in traffic, sitting at a red light. Keep in mind, guys, keep in mind, if you are going to have your advertisement decals on the side of your vehicle, don't be in that car looking crazy. Don't be in that vehicle acting crazy. Don't have road rage, okay? Because now they have your phone number. But more importantly, that's your business. And people remember that. So you have to, make sure you're on your P's and Q's whenever you have your advertisement on your vehicle. So make sure you're acting right, guys. Just make sure I don't have any other comments on there. So your vehicle decals, advertisements. You have your newspaper, a lot of community papers. You can put an ad in there. Any ads, again, if you are going to use your company name, get the ad approved. I do know that on our portal, on Lincoln Heritage portal, we do have a section for advertisements, and there's information there. There's already verbiage that's already approved. All you have to do is copy it, print it out, and use it. Okay, so they have a lot of that information there for us already. We just have to copy it and use it. Okay. What else for advertisement and social media? I mean, it's like endless, really. Oh my goodness. The church fairs. Church fairs are amazing. The churches are always doing things, having little fairs for their community. You can check it out in the newspaper, Facebook. If you look through the Facebook groups, there's a million groups out there. You want to look at different groups that are in your area. And again, this is using social media to connect with the people in your community. But you can see where you can set up a table. A lot of times you can set a table up for free. Sometimes they'll want $10 or $25 for you to set up a table. Definitely is worth it because you're having exposure, right? You're getting out there. People are getting used to seeing you in the community. Different type of the parades. You can have your table set up for parades, right? So many ways to market your business, but you have to open your mouth and let them know what you have, right? Who are you? What do you have for them? So having the quick little 30-second commercial ready to go. I mean, when somebody says, oh, what do you do? It's like, boom. Oh, my name is Christine and I am a hiring manager with Lincoln Heritage, and we provide benefits that pay out within 24 hours for the immediate need of the family. Have you ever heard of us? Right? Boom. It's like, it's right there. I know what we do, and I don't have to go into this long, I don't have to go into the long presentation. I have it pays on 24 hours for the immediate need of the family. Have you ever heard of Lincoln Heritage? Final expense. Has a family support service that's going to be there to hold your loved one's hands until they tell us to let go, to make sure that we're getting the best price possible for their arrangement. Know your product. And even if you have 20,000 products because you're a broker, know one of them very well that you can rattle off that can catch their attention, right? You are the walking advertisement all the time. Always having your cards on you, always having your flyers on you, no matter where you are, always having your ear to the pavement. And what I mean by that is listening. When you're in a restaurant, somebody's always talking about death. Somebody died, a funeral, somebody's always talking about finances, things that they need. If you listen, it's an easy, perfect opportunity for you to say, you know what? I know you're eating right now. I just happen to hear you talking about such and such. I'm sorry for your loss. Here's my card. Feel free to give me a call if you guys need any help. I'm here to help and educate the community about life insurance. Sometimes you'll get right on the spot. Sometimes you won't, but it's getting your name out there. That's why I definitely like to order cards from like Vista Print. I've also ordered cards from a company called gotprint.net because you can order in bulk and it's very inexpensive. And those cards, you can just hand them out. You don't really want to just hand out your good cards, right? Because you want to be gaining their name, their address, and trying to set the appointment on the spot as well as their phone number. However, it's okay to have a set of cards that you are just handing out, getting it out. I put stacks of flyers and my cards in apartment buildings all the time. Let me get in the building. I'm putting them down like a fan by the mailboxes. Do not put your cards or your flyers in anybody's mailbox. That is illegal. All right. You can get in trouble for that. I did that too. But I was very new and didn't know any better. Yep. And so Raheem just repeated what I said earlier. Make it a conversation, not a presentation. Thank you. Thank you again, Raheem. Just reminding, we want to talk to the people. We want to have those conversations. I know I had sent over a couple of the presentations to several of the students just so you can hear a live presentation and hear how we are just talking. We are connecting. We are loving on these people, and we are finding the need and we're filling it. And that is what is going to make you successful. That is what's going to take you to that next level, is caring. You want to care. You don't want to sell. You want to care. And in that, you're going to be able to help a lot of people. All right. Oh my God, y'all, we are on track. We are on track. It is 9:02. So, you guys, anybody have any additional questions on anything that we talked about, or anything while you have me? Any other questions, any comments? We went over working your leads, setting appointments, social media, the importance of social media, and advertising. Any comments? Any questions? I'm checking you guys out. Give me some thumbs up. Let me know you guys are still here. Well, I can see that you're here. Any extra questions? Anything that's been going on in the field that you may want to talk about? Okay, I see all the loves and the hearts and the likes coming in there. I see you guys. How do new agents develop a sense of urgency without the stories you have? Honey, you use our stories, David. You take our stories and you use them. All right. I know in the beginning, I'm trying to think of the story that I use. It's been so long, but we have agents that have been here before us, and they would tell the stories on our calls, and I would just take one of the stories and I would repeat it, until my sister died. Then I had my own story. When she passed, that's when it became real. What we do with the family support services, that's when our service, to have the money paid out so quickly, I understood why it was important, because she had regular life insurance and she had Lincoln, and to fill out the policy forms for her other life insurance, I wanted to kill everybody. I mean, it took a week and a half to even get the right person to call me back to even start the claim process for her. She had already been laid to rest at that time, so that's the story I use all the time, is my sister. You know what I mean? Because that's my story now. But before I had my story, I used other people's story. You can Google what is going on. You can watch the news. I don't like to watch the news, but I'm always online researching. But you can research different stories of what's going on in the world today. There's a million stories every day that's being posted and being talked about with people that do not have coverage, and how the struggle that the family members have to go through. 2 weeks ago, we were just talking about what happened at Walmart, and how, none of those people knew they were dying that day. They wouldn't have gone to Walmart, right? But we never know. And how many of those individuals did not have coverage? And so that's why it's important to have coverage and to be, protected early. The younger, the better. The younger, the least expensive it's going to be. So take the stories that you hear on the news, take the stories that you hear from me, take the stories from research, Google and research how many car accidents within the area that you may be working in the past, 12 months. And those are stories. You can print that out. I laminate everything. I laminated so much stuff. I bought a laminate machine and papers because I was spending so much money at our Kinko's laminating. So it definitely saved me a lot of money just buying my own little machine, because I would print out articles and laminate them. When the funeral home out here in Uniontown, PA, oh my God, when they were using the seniors' money for gambling and personal gain, and an 82-year-old man's wife died, and they didn't have the money to bury his wife, and he had to spend another $10,000 to bury her. Oh, I printed that out. I laminated that, and I talked about it all the time. Anytime somebody talks to me about they want a pre-need with a funeral home, I'd pull out that laminate sheet. So you have stories. Just find them, print them out, read them, internalize them, and talk about them as if they are your own. All right? Because as you heard that passion when I talked about that 82-year-old man, it's like that was my grandfather, but it wasn't. But I can understand the pain. Like, can you imagine being that old and you already paid for your funeral and you paid for your wife's funeral to find out that you have to pay for another one. Yeah. So I am very animated in front of my clients as well, because they can relate to it. You know what I mean? Be relatable. You don't have to always sit there and be straight and professional and just use all the right words and all the right, everything in your presentation. We want to have a conversation. You want to be a real person. You are a real person. Let them feel you. People buy you. They buy you, right? They can buy the product from anywhere. They can buy it from the mail. People are buying you. So show up and be yourself. Okay. Oh my goodness, right. Nikki just posted on there that there's deaths from stabbings, guns, accidentals, etc. Like there's tons of information that's out there. Grab a story. Yes, Lizette, I'll send that. I'll put it, actually, I'll put it in the course. I'll go ahead and add that to the course and put this in my notes. Add the stories so you guys can print and laminate. See, this is why I love to have the lives too, because you guys, all of you early enrollment folk, help me to keep building this platform all the way up, because there's so much that I have. And definitely, I'm going to add that in there. I'll make sure I can put that in there tomorrow as well. But yes, these stories, they sell. They hit home because they're real. But that's why, again, you also want to be up on the current news of what's going on, especially in the areas that you're working in. Because those people, they're seniors. A lot of our clients are seniors. They're sitting at home watching the news all day. That's all they do. So when you can relate to them on that level, that's a conversation. Okay. Good question. Definitely. Thank you, Tania. Oh, okay. Sorry, Nick. He said that was a question. Yes. If somebody gets shot or stabbed and they die, that is an accident. Yeah. And as long as we put accidental on their plan, it's covered. So if you write a plan, if you write a final expense plan and you do not add accidental and they get shot or they are stabbed to death, the regular benefit is just going to pay out. We're not going to pay anything additional. So it is very important to always include accidental. And especially since we're talking about that with our modified clients, you always want to add accidental. And this is for the Lincoln Heritage agents. You always, because if that modified client dies in the first 2 years that they're modified of an accident, it doesn't matter that they're modified. We're paying the accidental and the full benefit. Okay. So they have, in a sense, a day one plan. So you always want to modify it, even if it's just 1 unit, which is $1 for most clients under 70. Okay. Awesome questions. Let me just scroll up, see if I missed anything. You guys are awesome. All right, guys, nothing over there. All right, I'm checking you both out. I don't see any additional questions. So going once, going twice. Let me know how everything is going. I'm sending out an email on tomorrow whenever the course, I'm going to update the course with the stories for you guys to laminate those, the different things that I have that you can just download, print them and laminate them if you want to use them. I'm also going to, of course, the video will be uploaded, and how to calculate your money will be uploaded for tomorrow. So I will send you an email when I have that completed. Most likely it'll be in the morning, because we have a 10-year anniversary for the Miles Group tomorrow. So we're going to be having a picnic, and that is like amazing. So I can't wait to hang out with the crew. 3 days in a row I've been with Lincoln Crew. So this is going to be another great day. All right, guys, I don't see any other comments coming through. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. Make sure that you're going through the course. Yeah, we have some updates coming, but there's still a ton of information that you guys have not yet gone through. I can see the students and where you are in your course. So make sure, again, that you are putting time in for yourself so that you are learning and you are growing, especially throughout this course. Put your comments in if you have any comments throughout each section as you're going through. Your comments help other students, especially if you have questions. I do know that a lot of you guys like to send me emails, and we deal, one-on-one, and that's awesome, especially for the private conversations. So of course, you know, I will not discuss that and I will not put that in the school, but anything that you think that could help somebody else, put it in there. Put it in there because of course I respond to the comments within 24 to 48 hours, like usually within like an hour, but I like to give myself time just in case I'm not able to jump on as quickly as I have been. But yeah, this is amazing. So Dave said, any more news on the content in the It's in there. So David, if you are using the phone app, it's going to be a lot of the information you're not going to see because it is not set up for the Teachable app. You have to log in through Google, through Chrome, or through, you know, your iPad through Chrome. It cannot be through the Teachable app. That Teachable app does not support the YouTube videos that I have uploaded, or the PDFs. So like everything with the Teachable app has to be typed in. So we were talking about that last week. So a lot of the objections have been updated. So I'm constantly updating that, but that is like completely manual of me having to retype everything and putting it in for it to show up on that app. Okay. But anything that you need that you do not see, email me. All right. Just email me. That's the fastest and easiest way that I can get that to you. Like, I've had a couple people needed information for telesales and for their personal scripts. They sent it to me directly and we had it taken care of. So if there's anything that you are looking for, email me. All right. But other than that, 95% of that content is in the course already, except for the reports. And again, I have no control of when Lincoln is going to complete their approval process. They were in the school yesterday because I could see when they log in also. So they spent 5 hours in the course yesterday. So, you know, it's coming. It's coming. They are working diligently throughout their process. But of course, legal, everything has to be on the up and up before I open up the Lincoln Heritage side, the reports and all of that. But again, anything else, email me. All right. All right. Yep. Raheem said, go through your web browser. Yeah, you're going to be able to see everything that way. All right, guys. So peace out. I'm done. I wish I knew how to drop the call like this lady. I'm learning how to be a social CEO. So as I'm learning, I'm going to be sharing information with you guys. That's the benefit of being in a membership. So I'm constantly learning and growing. And that was on the social side. Like I know the insurance side inside and out, but the social side, how to really be able to target our clients and type of things to put out on our Facebook and Instagrams and LinkedIn's. I am learning that. I'm going through a course right now. I'm excited. I'm almost completed with that. And as soon as I'm done, I'll be able to share that with you guys as well. So constantly growing. David, any questions? That's the David Williams. Email me if there's something you cannot see. Definitely email me. All right. But if you go through your browser, you should be able to view everything that's there. All right, guys. Have an amazing night. And I will see you guys next week. Make sure you're checking your emails. All right. Check your emails.